Yaya clapped us in.
It is. It is the Obi One Podcast. You okay, Tom? It is the Obi One Podcast made possible by BetWinner. And I am so happy about this because we have landed one of the African kings, John. This is a man that we have wanted for a very,
for
very
so
long
long.
time.
For so long. I think from the very first day we obviously started the pod.
Yeah.
There was two names on my list, African players. Obviously, is, Didi and Yaya. For me, I said, these guys has to be my top two African players that I need on this pod. And finally, Yaya, you're here. Welcome to the Obi One Podcast.
Thank you. A pleasure, Obi.
It's looking great. Yeah, you're looking great, and it's great to have you. And I'm going to embarrass you straight off the bat here, Yaya.
Yeah.
John gave you one of the greatest compliments the other week. We did a podcast. Okay. He called you the most complete African footballer.
Thank you.
The Premier League has ever seen.
No, he is. He is.
You could do it all.
Yeah. No, I think, for me, I think he's the greatest, the most complete. You talk about the likes of Didier, Eto'o, these guys are goal scorers. Take nothing on goal scorers, they good at what they do, but as a complete footballer, Yaya had it all, pace, power, goals, everything. When I played against him, I thought I was strong, but this guy here, he's strong. He's a bit like Hazard, isn't he? He put the bomb and then he's gone. He's like a train. Yaya is like a train. He starts slowly, but once he gets on the move, he will go past you. It doesn't matter who you are. So for me, I think you're the most complete footballer that has ever played in the Premier League. African player.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Coming from you is good.
Yeah,
I like it.
See, you paid him good money to say that. Yeah. You are looking great, and it is awesome to have you on the pod. You were telling us, where are we at? Where's Yaya Touré at right now? Because you've moved into the coaching world, right?
Yeah, because at the moment I think since I retire, when I left the games, I was feeling like something was missing, and I tried to go to something, but it was impossible because see myself in the office. Complicated. See myself outside the games, complicated. And I think I was still getting the passion still on me.
Yeah.
And I have to share that somewhere at some point. And that's why I get to, like I was saying to Mikel yesterday, I get to do my badges. Take a long time, to be honest.
How long did it take?
No, because when I started with the C. Because normally in the regulation, when you, for example, player, you can go straight to the B or to the A.
Oh, wow.
For me, I start
from the C.
From the C, like the button.
Is that your decision to start from the C? Yeah. You wanted to do it. You wanted to do
normal,
everything.
Everything.
Oh, wow.
To have all the diplomas clear and like that. Someone's not gonna ask. You don't have the diploma. You don't have the things. And now that's where I am. Living in London, doing a couple of jobs in different countries with some important coaches, learning. But now I come to the point where I want to try, At the moment, we're looking for opportunity.
No, I mean, listen, again, it comes down again, which a lot of people have talked about.
Yeah.
You've spent so many years doing this. You've played the game, you know the game in and out, and now you've completed your badges.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's this thing about, black coaches, colored coaches getting opportunities that the white coaches or whoever get. Are you thinking about something? Is that something that's in your head thinking, oh, I might not get a job here because of what's been happening?
Yeah.
How do you see that?
Well, I think, what you say is right. The thing is, I see that as a motivation. I know it's a competition out there. It's always going to have a competition out there. But me, I see that as a motivation because I know it's not an easy job. But what I try to do now is just develop myself first, personally as well. And after that, get all the details, all the things to just get on top of the game because I know this job is a serious job, It is. Because Obi, when we were in the dressing room, we find a manager who cannot handle the groups.
Yeah.
It's such a difficulty.
Yeah.
And be players is something else, right? Like you take care of yourself. Johnny, you know that?
Yes.
You're thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
But managing is about people. It's about the Not only the players.
Not only the players, exactly.
Yeah,
The coaching staff.
Things like that.
The kit man,
everyone.
the cook, everything.
He's incredible. And me are learning all these details and things like that to be perfect, because I know once I'm gonna get the opportunity, it's gonna be something like people's gonna look at me, how we're gonna perform. And it's gonna have criticism, talking opinions, but that's part of the job.
That is.
And I love it.
You know, I look at and John and I were talking about this. You've played under some incredible managers.
Yeah.
You know, the Peps, the Manuel Pellegrinis, the Roberto Mancini.
Yeah.
Who had the biggest impact, Yaya, on your kind of footballing philosophy as a football coach?
Well, to be honest, it'll be everything. Yeah, I want to be honest. Because when I was in Barcelona was the biggest for me. Why? Because when I was before Barcelona, when you look my development, all the clubs have been passing or moving from Greece, fine, Ukraine, fine, Belgium, but Barcelona, I saw everything.
That's where you learned.
That's where I learned
about football. Proper.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because when I arrived there, I was playing because at Monaco, I was playing number 9, false 9, false 10.
Wow.
If you look at the things, because people don't know that about me.
False 9?
False 9, yes. Beyond, if you remember Kola, I think you maybe remember Kola.
Yeah.
Kola, the tall one, number 9, the Czech one. And he was, it was
big Jan Koller,
Jan Kollers, that's it. Jan Kollers. And it was a big learning for me. And in that period, but Barcelona, I get a lot. Because in terms of positioning, tactics, understanding the game, understanding your teammate, trust your teammate. Because they develop you. And when I was there around those top players, because before Iniesta and Xavi was such of Deco, Thiago Motta, Edmilson.
Yes.
And those players was, I think that this position was the best. And I have to just understand the game, because when I have time, or Rijkaard in that time was the best coach, because Rijkaard as well, he's the one who brought me to Barcelona from Monaco. And you know how it's huge.
Wow.
Because Monaco is and that time was, it was big club in the time of Patrick Evra, Morientes. Well, after that, the clubs have downfall. For such of long periods. And from that, when I arrived there, I have adaptation. But after that, moving. But get a player to Monaco to Barcelona is huge. And me, I was like, wow, what? But I cannot let that down as well. Because me, I was, from a long time, I was a big fan of Barcelona. I love it.
Yeah.
And when I arrived there, learning everything, it was quick. Sometime I remember the first game, Rijkaard put me on there. And during the games, I end up number 10.
Because that's your natural
kind of my natural. Because I follow the balls. And he was like, no, don't do that. I said, I look at the dugout. I said, well, what is what? Let me play, man. Let me enjoy. You know what I mean? And after that, we go to the dressing room. He was like, but I said after that, I've said to Samuel, Thierry, because there was a French guy there. It was Samuel, Thierry, Abidal as well. Thuram was there as well. And I look at them, I said, but why the coach is against me or what? You have to let me play, man. I want to play.
Give me my freedom.
With this game, we finish winning. But after we take 1 goal. The next day in the training, he take me in this office. I said, geez, that I think it's not good for me.
That's not good.
That's not good. It took me for 45 minutes, Obi.
Wow.
45 minutes.
To show you
to show me everything, all details. And you know what? I was blown up. First of all, I didn't understand. But after that, you cannot, if you take a player and you tell them you have this, you did this, you did this wrong, this wrong. The player's gonna be, he's gonna just block himself back and look you know what I mean? But he showed me the videos and he don't say nothing. He say, look. And you get this guy, get all the small seconds of the games where I'm making mistakes. Wow. And myself, I was like,
and you could see.
I can see.
Wow. He doesn't need to say anything.
Wow.
You can say nothing. And I was like, okay. He said, you know what? And in the end, when we finished the video, he said, I told you to play like that because look, when you leave your position, no player come and cover you. And that's the thing. And after that, I said, okay, that's something. And after that, Pep arrived. He was different as well.
Okay.
Understanding.
Okay, so he was different with Rijkaard. His terms of understanding and how he wants players' position. Is it the same or is different with Rijkaard? Or it's just the La Masia kind of way?
Yeah.
Of course, because I think Barcelona, what they do, every coach, they take in and board, you have to understand the philosophy. They impose their philosophy to the coaches. And they find now, I think, they have some of scout people who find the coaches can understand that.
Yes.
And it's not going to be difficult. And that's all you have the player for. You know?
Right.
You know, you cannot go, for example, to Barcelona and impose a Stoke style. You know?
That's not going to happen.
And they're not going to go get a coach from Stoke or from Blackburn. You know what I mean? And that's how they operate it. And he's fascinated. And during all the time I've been playing football, each coaches and each things have been having some impact on me, to be honest. Mancini was more leadership, more like accept my rules of some of the leaders. Pellegrini was different, always, every time on me. Pep was different in terms of developing the squad to make the squad more competitive. And those ones have been brilliant to me, to be honest.
Did you think Mancini, you just said it there, leader, do you think Mancini was that manager that gave you that leadership kind of role? Because during Mancini time, we saw like that was where, your leadership kind of quality was coming out. You know, you were taking free kicks, you were taking penalties.
That's it.
That was that you think Mancini was the guy who gave you that?
Yeah, because I think the tricky part of it is on period Mancini was there, it was Mario Balotelli, Davis. And you remember one time we were playing against Chelsea, he fought. You see, when we have fought, 5-6 players are on the box and to the ball. And me, I'm calm. I just like it to feel myself. Because if you fighting with the players, since you get the ball, when you shoot, they look at you. You see that? You know that will be...
You missed it.
You miss it. Next is me. And those kind of things, I don't like it. And this group was incredible because it was group of fire. And you have to be careful with them. Because if you make mistakes, because we were like, everything wrong, we fight in the dressing room.
You see, that's the thing, though. You see, that's exactly like Charles. When I talk about it, people think he's just saying it, though. Same thing. Like back then, it was man. It was the character, the attitude, the ego players who have so much character. You know, they want to be that player. You know, they fight in the dressing room. They argue, you know. So that's what we don't see nowadays. I just said, and this is what I keep saying all the time. Fight in the dressing room, but then come out and win the game.
And show
everybody, you know what I mean?
Because the thing is different because our time, it was proper, like we won it, you know? And we won it so much that people sometimes don't realize that. Because they have some stuff we do in the dressing room, like Obi knows, even in the training, sometimes end up fighting because now I'm going to the coach's part now, managing part. You see the generation now, they like don't care, go in the dressing room, take their phones and their things like that.
Oh my God.
You have a lot of things who like it's gonna mess at some point in the games. But our period was like those guys was a killer, there was like mentality, focus. You want more. We don't waiting for the fans or for the director or the coaches coming. Before the coaches coming, we started our own in the dressing room. Oh, guys, we have to do that, guys. What you do? But why you don't pass the ball? We already started. And that was the mentality. And that's this kind of mentality, sooner or later, you're going to win it.
The force in words. The bet on winning with BetWinner. BetWinner, your ultimate partner for smart bets, big wins, and endless excitement.
Because what kind of leader were you, Yaya? Because again, John and I talking that season, I think 2013-14. You scored 24 goals in 49 games in all competitions. This is a player who, it's interesting you talk about Monaco. I remember you from your Barcelona days. I think of you as defensive first. And then you became just this goal-scoring machine. As John says, free kicks, you're running past 3-4 players every week. You were scoring goals. Is that because of the leadership role that Mancini gave upon you? You felt a responsibility to bring the fire every week?
Of course. Because, you know, first of all, we, as a player, is something. But as well, our pride as African, you know? Because when someone, for example, one day, I think I spoke with a coach and one of the coach, I think in Belgium. Because when I was coaching there, he because in Belgium, you know, sometimes we have a lot of Africans coming from Izizi,
young
Congo,
players,
young players. That's it. And one of the coach I saw him, he was talking with the players and that, and he said to me, I want to have those players, but do you think they're gonna be good? I want to have 2, 3, 1 fast and things like that. But I said, coach, the way you're doing, because when I'm there, because I was his assistant, and I said, the way you're doing, to be careful. He said, no, but why? How I have to be careful? I said, the way you talk to them,
Speak to them,
treat them, you have to be careful. And he said to me, but what you will do? I said, but why you look at me? Why you think? He said, no, you strong character, you like that. I said, but soon you talk nicely to me and you show me loves, I will kill myself for you.
Yeah.
And that's how he is.
Yeah.
When you take African players, you have to understand, you know, because for them, respect is everything, as Obi knows. When you see players like that, African, for example, in the beginning when I was in Barcelona, when I come back, when that guy was, I said, okay, I'm not going to do the job. I'm going to run. After when he showed me things nicely, without shout on me, nothing. Oh, sorry. He said, you know, I like you. You're a good player. You can develop. You're still young. You have time to learn. Soon you're going to be better. Next game, I improved maybe 15 times more. And I was performing the level he wanted. But after that, he cannot tell me, super. He always says little things, but not much. To make me like, because, you know, when you finish play games, you go home, you are the best. The fans say, We know that. And that's the things. Because I said, be careful. When you take African player, you have to show them love. If you show them love, they will play for you. That's 100%. And the mentality is different. And in the end of the day, he got the things right.
So, I mean, now you're stepping into coaching. Let's talk about this one more time. How do you see yourself? What do you have a system, a tactics of how you think you can build? Are you going to be a tiki-taka kind of manager or what? Give us a little scope, please.
No, I think that's a good question, Obi, because the thing is, now's game now is coming different, and most of the team are coming predictable at some point. Because
everybody wants to play
out. Because and now when you stay in England, I remember Obi knows as well, our time, 2010, 2011, 13, it was like long ball, second ball, passing, attack, aggressive. Yes. That's where the fans love it.
Yeah.
But now it changed it, you know, because everyone to play. Last time I think I was league championship and I saw one games. You try to play from the back.
But again, I don't want to put you in trouble here, but I just have to say though, do you think everybody's saying that he has spoiled the game, that Pep Guardiola has spoiled the game? You don't have to answer this though, but I just want to say. But I always kind of defend him. Like Pep didn't come to the Premier League or say, I'm here. Everybody has to play my way.
That's true.
But people keep saying that. I don't think it's people saying, Pep has spoiled the game. No, Pep is Pep's way. If people want to copy, it's their problem. Do you think that's something that, you know?
No, I think I agree with you, Obi. I agree with you definitely because he comes with his philosophy and with belief as well, what football should be for him.
Correct.
After that, people try to copy it because the player he got and the money the clubs put on it is not what maybe Everton can have Stoke can avoid it.
Yes.
That's the thing as well. Because when you have to play a good games or produce a good or clear games, you have to have all the attribute with it.
You have to have the players to be able to
play
play
that way.
as well.
You have to have the finance as well. You have to have the people on the board who think like you as well. You have to have the director who thinking like you think, you know, and that's coming up with everything. You cannot, it's not because you play like that way. Okay, it's interesting. Everyone want to that because now the fans demand that.
Yeah.
They want to see nice games. They want to, but you do what you can. And that where I come in, on my point of view is that try to adapt and use the best attribute. For example, I come in, for example, in Stoke, you know, I don't try to play them the best football or Brazilian football, you know. I'm gonna make sure they understand that the way I want to and trust, adapt a bit, shift a bit, but adapt a bit.
Okay.
You know, but on my way, not on the way like tiki-taka. I know the guys is 2 meters. And I said, pass the ball. So I said, coach. After that, you have to sense as well the players.
True.
See if you're comfortable with it. Because they love games as well, you know. And you have to make sure they understand what you want it. And if they understand it, it's good. But sometimes when it's like a little bit forced, he's quite
too
look.
much, yeah.
I've got to ask, you talk about adapting, and I was reminding John Obi earlier, you played the Champions League final 2009.
That's it, yeah.
Central defence.
Yeah.
And you kept Cristiano Ronaldo quiet basically the whole game. He started well. He did start well, first 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you guys got into, Fergie calls it the passing carousel.
Yeah.
You were immaculate, yeah. You had an incredible, you were a Rolls Royce. I remember it very well. That game, that memory, is that one of your best memories in football?
Yeah, why? Because actually, when you play for big games, Obi can tell, because when you play for big clubs, you always have pressure. And as well, the position where you're not used to play. Because I remember one anecdote before the games, we have a meeting, because some players was not available. Yeah. Marquez was injury. Abidal will not play because you get a yellow card. Okay. Alves as well. And we have to shift the defense.
Oh, wow.
And I remember the coaches called and asked the players to go to his office and said, okay. He said, Seydou Keita, Yaya, Busquets, who's going to play defense? And we watched like that. Seydou Keita, you can't? So he said, no. Because you can imagine, Barcelona, this club is incredible.
Yeah.
That's why they call that Mexican club. Because Mexico is more than a club.
More than a club.
Because the fans, even the socios, everyone have his part on this football club. It's incredible. Wow. And we were like thinking, the coach said, Keita, you can play you and Yaya. I said, And he will look at me like this. And he said, oh yeah, you strong, you faster, you think you can do the things. And that start before, because before the final of Champions League, we have a final of Copa del Rey. We call Copa del Rey.
Copa del Rey, FA Cup final, yeah.
And we play against Bilbao. That's where I start to play defender. That was the meeting about, because the league we already saved. We have maybe, I think, if you remember, 11 points ahead. And we can rest some important players for the final, for those two final. And it was very important. And I was like, oh God, how I can do that? Who's gonna play there? When you look at Busquets, skinny like that, he's gonna get the win. Keita as well, left foot. When you look at Keita,
It doesn't.
I mean, I was like, what am I do? And after they said, guys, go. You have time to think, reflect about that. After that, we're gonna take for the next meeting. And me, straight away, I run to somewhere to Pia. I said, big brother, look at it. I said, yeah, don't play like that. Don't play there. If you play there, if you make a mistake, you will see. I said, Samuel, Mikel knows. You know how we talk. And I was like, but how do I do that? But that's the position. I want to play because I want to play the games.
Yeah.
Any position for me is fine. But I didn't realize at some point. Because for me, telling me I'm going to start the game, I was like happy. Like, I got to play the final. Yeah. Because the final is the two finals going to be, the first final is going to be in 1 week. The next one and a few days later. Like, wow, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be, starting these two games, like, no problem. Well, after that, I said, defender. And against who? Bilbao, they are in the final. Yeah. United.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
How did I do that? Because it was Ronaldo was Verbada.
Yeah.
Rooney. Yeah. But Tevez was in bench. Yeah. It was Ryan Giggs.
Yeah. Wow.
It was I think Park was there as well. Park was there. I think
played wide right.
Yeah. But it was like this team was like powerful. Because we can get the ball, we can attack, no problems. But the problem is when they have
the ball.
Because people don't realize it. Yeah. Barcelona, the way we play, that's why we talk more about counter-pressing, But the player we have, the physicality don't have
strong.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that means the back four plus the deeper midfielder, we work so hard. The way we work is hard. People don't understand that.
Wow.
Hard. Wow. That's why when we give the ball to the, like we said, the small ones, like Iniesta, Xavi, Messi, they don't lose it. Like that, we have time to breathe. But imagine...
Just give them the ball. You don't lose it. So
imagine we go 1-1. That's why we always have problem maybe with Madrid. But at that time, we were superior. Yeah. But Madrid after that, they think, because Madrid is institution is so good. They learned, they developed, they just... It was incredible.
Yeah.
But actually, going to the final, it was incredible.
Wow.
Because Cristiano Ronaldo, one time he was getting the ball. Kept the ball. I think Cristiano, because he was good with his left foot and right foot. And Pico said to me, in the final and before the games, because when you line up for the anthem of the Champions League and things like that.
Yeah.
When they come shake the hand, he come and shake my hand, and I say, Piqué, what we can I do? And Puyol come in, hey, negro, boy, he's Spanish. He say, hey, yeah, you have to say, my heart is gone. I forget.
Sweating.
I was thinking like, geez, how am I do that? And after that, when we go to the field, the referee start to blow up the things. I was like, he said, yeah, let's go.
This is real now.
That's real. That's that. And after that, look, Busquets was like, we attacking one time. After that, we lose the ball. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo was running. And Piqué tackle. When me are coming, he just overpass and left foot, boom, and touch the ball touched the crossbar.
The crossbar. Oh.
And we're like, I said,
you're in trouble.
I said, Piqué, you know what? Me, I jump on him. If you pass me, you cover the outside. That's how we control him. Yeah. Even Busquets, I said, Busquets, when you jump on him, and me, I follow. Where he goes, you go that side, I go that side.
Oh, wow.
And that's how we and we manage that by ourselves. And the field.
Oh, wow.
Because that's how players, because our generation, you just adapt straight.
You didn't let the manager tell you what to do. Straight away, you guys figured out how to keep him quiet.
And we exchanged. I was saying, like, Piqué, come in there. Piqué, Busquets, come in there. Because I called them. I said, like, guys, look, I don't feel comfortable. The guy is too fast. And his shoot work. Because Cristiano Ronaldo, you can follow him. He can chop you, cut, and straight to shoot.
Wow.
And he's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
If someone is only fast, it's different. If he's not good with both legs, different. But he can shoot with both legs.
Yeah.
And he can dribble anyway. And his 1v1 is incredible.
Yeah.
And that, we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo.
On his prime.
Was very, very tough.
Wow. I mean, it's so nice. But we have to ask. I mean, a lot of people have talked about, that Barcelona. I remember that time you started playing most time in the center back, and then you have you and Piqué, and then you have Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta. Yeah. How good were those guys? How good were they?
They were.
It's incredible.
I think the way they were good, there's like, as soon as I get the ball, when I pass the ball, I'm just happy. I do my job.
So happy.
No, because actually, most of the people ask me, of course, undoubtedly, Messi, because of the goal you get it, best player in the world, how many times you get it. But as a player, Mikel, you know that. When you're on the field, you can sense it. Like, when you got the ball, you're under pressure. You have some part of the field, you can take a risk. You have some part you cannot.
You cannot,
It's like a prohibido, you cannot.
Yeah.
Especially in Spain, they love pressing. Other part of the field, they adore that. Like the press, when they 100%. When you lose the ball, they get a boom goal. And after that, you can keep the ball. You know what I mean? Keep the ball passing, blah, 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 and no attacking anymore. And sometimes when we're playing, because the way the philosophy of Barcelona is, we have to play. We cannot play long balls like we're playing. I'm back of the goal.
Yeah,
I have to find a way to pass the ball. And if you take the ball, boom, Barcelona. Mikel knows they're gonna woo,
they're gonna
they
whistle,
like all the time with football. You have to pass the ball. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter the pressure. You have to find the way.
Pass the ball. And me all the time when I was playing. Before I received the ball from Puyol or Marquez in that period, I look behind. I say, what? Because sometimes we swap. Okay. For example, if I go left side, Xavi can come in the middle, deep in midfield, and Iniesta move
on the other side.
And me all the time, before I receive the ball, I check already. And that's why for the younger generation as a midfielder, they don't have that.
Yeah.
They don't look at the games before they receive the ball.
You. Yeah.
And that's the thing. And me, what saved me most of the time when I was in Barcelona, even, quality, maybe I have it. But sometimes you have some pressure, and you have the pressure, and the clubs ask you to play from the back. Wow. It's double pressure.
It is, it is.
You have the fans, you have the coach, and there, you have yourself also.
Wow.
And all the time I look, where is Iniesta? I say, Iniesta, you there next. When the ball coming to me, one touch or two touch, control pass, boom, without working. Because when I pass him the ball, you can pressure him, he's not going to lose the ball.
Wow.
He's not going to lose the ball.
Wow.
Because you have all these clips on YouTube. That one, maybe some slides, some seconds you can see. But be with the guys. Wow.
In training, you spend time with, you saw it. You know it because you spent so many years with them. You develop
that. Because I remember as well one time I was on a training. We tried to play Foreigner against Spanish. Mikel can sense it.
How did that go?
I think the coach said that. Do that one time. Because sometimes he happens there
in training, yeah.
Like guys, it was Samuel Eto'o.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry, Abidal, Milito, me, Seydou Keita. And we were like a strong dude, like physical, other side. Because Messi, he come from the cantera.
Yeah.
He's nice like ball like that.
Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish. And he goes there.
Yeah.
Xavi, Iniesta.
It will be weird for Messi to play for Africa, let's put it that way. So he plays for the Spanish,
No, he was incredible. Me and Seydou Keita, first of all, when we start, we don't touch the ball. After Samuel first said, hey, Seydou Keita, why do you want to play like them? Don't play like them. Aggressive. I said, okay. First ball. Because they cannot play the ball in the air. They have to play the ground.
On
when
the
they play
ground,
the ground, boop. Sorry. Sorry. And the coach was like, and he said, oh, time out. Please, guys, come in. He said, guys, it's a training. Please don't kill your teammate, man. And I was like, coach, no, we serious than that. He said, well, stop. We are not. I said, I said, that's good.
Yeah.
Because we don't touch the ball. We can't touch the ball.
They had the ball all the time.
Even you're aggressive. Incredible.
Yeah.
They were incredible. And that's how, after that, I understand and I realized how those players, and now, instead of just be like someone who don't understand, that's why I understand. And that's why I understand Iniesta is the type of player because Busquets when the ball come one touch, and me I come Iniesta touch, I grab him foot because it's foot. Next one, passing the ball,
he knows how to get away from it. It doesn't matter how strong you are. He just knows how to get away from you. It's unbelievable. Incredible. Yeah.
And me, I was like, Mikel knows. I was like already bigger.
Yeah.
Seydou Keita is a monster, physical, can boom like a big Asian type of like strong, aggressive. But they get away all the time. Xavi is different. Xavi is the guy who can set up the games, the tempo of the games.
Okay.
When Iniesta is someone who makes a difference, when he's locked, open.
Right.
And that's Wolves all the time.
And you're talking about Iniesta, you're not even talking about Messi here.
Yeah.
Listen to you, you're talking about Iniesta.
Because that's the game. Because when you love of the game, when you see those people, you're gonna love them.
Yeah, a lot of people mention Iniesta though. When you talk about him, people, I know we all talk about Messi, but people always say, Iniesta, because the guy, the way he gets away, manipulates the ball, gets away from the ball.
It's so good.
It's unbelievable.
And what is incredible is it's small like that, it's so short. And that's the thing of it, because you underestimate, when you comment at him, you underestimate him. He said, this kid are gonna smash his leg, man, or elbow him like and the rugby, something like that. But you come in, you cannot touch him because he's already gone. 1-2, pop, sharp.
And then you had your time at Barcelona, and of course, there's a rumor out there. How close were you to joining Arsenal Football Club? How close?
No, that's. I think Arsenal has always been my dream, to be honest.
To play for Arsenal?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because when I was in Try long ago, I think I've been able to share dress room with one of my idol, Patrick Vieira. But all the team was there as well, like Keon, Ray Paulo, Lawrence, Thierry Henry, Wiltord, Bloomberg, Beckham. All these players, they were there. And me, I was like, usually like sitting there. Say, go wash my shoes. I said, no problem. But now, go say to the young generation, go wash your shoes. Oh, no. You gonna have a problem.
No chance.
Difficult time. Yeah. And that's what it was. Because for me, go wash your shoes, I was so happy. Doing the things, maybe give me your shirt. And we were in the academy as well.
We enjoyed it. We enjoyed doing it though. For us, it was a pride. It was like initiation. The initiation back into, that's how they accept us as one of them. Yeah. Now you say that to a kid, they're going to call the police for you. Oh. You're going to go to jail.
No, but that's true. But I think it was incredible. Even the time I was there, I remember sometime I was tired because we worked so hard. And I wait for the group, to the experienced player finish the massage, and me, I just run. I said, "Look my back." And Noren fight me and the bed making massage. I said, what are you doing there? Move on. He just drag me and throw me.
Really? So you have to wait for the senior players to finish massage before you run in.
Even I do that when he catch me, they show me, they catch me and throw me, boop. I said, I said, Colo. He said, what? Shut up. Go in there. You don't need massage.
No.
And that was incredible.
Mentality.
And the thing as well, Arsenal, it was when I was going to Highbury, to the stadium, watching the things. And I never forget, I said, one time I have to come in this club.
Mm-hmm.
One time I have to test this league. And after that, at some point, it didn't work out for me because I have to have a 75% because I didn't have the passport.
Yeah,
that's right.
European passport.
Yeah.
And I don't have 75% in that period of playing time and national team with Ivory Coast. And it was difficult. I cannot wait. And I think if you have to wait for the passport, I should wait 2 years again in Belgium. And I already did 3 years.
Okay.
And for me, it was too much.
Yeah.
And after that, I said, okay, look, you know what? Let me go. I was sad though, to be honest. I was really sad because Arsenal, London, everything. My brother was there. I have 2 brothers in Arsenal and in England. Was Colo and was another one is Ismail. And I was surrounded by people.
My family.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
But at some point, I have to take a decision like, I cannot carry on again, go back in Belgium. It was 2 years there. And no, I think for me, it was wasted time. And I said, okay, look, let go. Let me play somewhere else. And after that, I end up in Ukraine and that's it.
In 2009, after that Champions League final, there was rumours that Arsenal were keen on you again that summer, Yaya. Is that true?
Yeah, there was some rumor, but as I know Arsene Wenger,
He really wanted you.
Yeah, he wanted, but I don't think so. He's gonna have the
fun, the
money.
The fun. Even if he has it, he wouldn't spend it. No, he wouldn't.
He said, I said, no, I prefer the young one. The young one are better. They're gonna develop. I'm gonna develop them. Arsene Wenger is so funny sometimes. When he talk with him. But he's a great coach, though. Very good coach. I love him. I love him. I used to love him.
The Force in Words. The bet on winning with BetWinner. BetWinner, your ultimate partner for smart bets, big wins, and endless excitement.
How well do you know your football, Yaya? Do you know your football really well? I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
I want to know if you know the answer to this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's one player who has played in a London derby, a Manchester derby, a Liverpool derby, and a Glasgow derby. Do you know who that is?
Repeat again.
London,
Yeah.
Manchester,
Derbies.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
and Glasgow.
Colo.
I was panicking there, Yaya.
We knew he was gonna get it.
He was going to get it. The reason I ask you that, your relationship with Colo, because John was saying, I mean, Colo Touré, we spoke with Sol Campbell about Colo.
Yeah.
He said he's a defender that did not get the credit he deserved. He was tough as nails. How much were you two rivals? How much was that close relationship between the two?
No, I think there's a good description of Colo because he was short for the Premier League as defender. Short because me, I remember one time when I was in the trial Arsenal, we have time because Arsenal they create some fluidity in the academy. Like when the first team play, we can attend the games and watch it in the tribunes. And one time, I think it was defender Sigan. You remember Sigan?
Pascal,
yes.
Sigan,
Get injury, and they put Colo. Colo was playing like wings, like wing midfielder, right midfielder, like with the 4. And Colo play all the position. And Arsene Wenger put him as a central defender. And after the games, we have some chat. And I said, Colo, we were looking short, eh? He said to me, he said, why I said that? I said, look, the striker is big, massive, and you small like that. He said, yeah, but I play with my head. I said, yeah, but it's true. But you have to be more aggressive, big brother. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem there.
Wow.
So because in England, and after that, he said, no, Arsenal will play football. And as well, I rely on Campbell, I rely on Keown. Because Keown and Campbell, sorry for my word, they were like savage, like aggressive guy, like they can go to war. And sometime, even when I remember when we trained, sometimes you train with the first team as well. And Keown, I was always scared of Keown. Yeah. Because when you see his face, because I remember one time in dressing, we go to the training and we make straight away a group of team. For example, we play 4v4, 5v5. And I play on this team. He come to my face, hey, you have to play when you first, you have to defend it, you run. I was scared of him, like because when I saw, because It's always his face.
Martin Keown,
He's smashing all the time.
yeah,
And he was like a proper warrior. Campbell,
Yeah.
was always his feet. He was massive like that. I said, how am I playing here? It's impossible. And when I saw my brother was small. He
Yeah.
was like quite tough guy, but short. And I said, how is gonna play there? And he started to do, because he's tough, is quite tough.
He's tough.
And his mentality as well is very,
Yeah,
very.
I think his mentality is
He's
really-
like, he's not scared, nothing. He's gonna go for it. Go for it. And he's different than me. And the sense of, because me, I love things easier. When things are easier, it's better for me.
Okay.
Because hard work, that's why people all the time, they criticize me, I don't running backward. Because for me, the way I see the football is that 22 people running after one ball. You know what I mean, Mikel?
22. It's football, yeah.
Football. And in the same sense, like I describe it, like, for example, we have the four back line, right?
Yeah.
If you have four midfielder, two midfielder offensive, and two midfielder in the middle. One is more controlling, recovering, and more is more distributing, organizing. And those wing are more like 1v1 fasters, and those two are there. And it's a structure at some point. And sometimes people don't understand football. Of course, now the games, the way it becoming, we have to defend all.
Yeah.
But everyone cannot do all the same thing.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
And that, some of the people, because the football people have opinion. Everyone have opinion. You know, fans, directors, even owners of clubs. Sometimes they have opinion. Even people, you know what I mean, make the food. Say, last time, why you don't shoot the ball like this? I said, you can try. Give him the ball, you shoot the ball, go there. I said, okay,
Why don't you
see
try?
that,
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And and that's what is fascinating about it. The thing is, for me, going back to my brother, he's someone so positive and someone who believe a lot. Then sometimes, even Colo, one time I realized, because when I was in try, he was telling to his teammate, this one is the best one. He's gonna be the best. Don't look at him like that. And after he come, I said,
Oh,
why
really?
I said, why you do that?
Wow.
He said, but yeah, you can. I said,
Wow.
to someone else.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
like you
big
put
brother.
pressure on me.
Ah, that's a
You
big
know what I mean?
brother. That's a big brother kind of tough love, though. I mean, I love that.
Because
I
he
love that.
pushed me
Yeah.
to the max. Because he know what I'm capable
What you're
of
capable
doing.
of.
But me,
Yeah.
as well, I have my times. I love to have times because
You
I
have to
love
take your
study,
time. Yeah.
study
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Because I remember as well when I come to Man City, I was coming from Barcelona to Spain football, technical football, cleverness, movement, not physical. First day I arrived to Manchester City. Before training, Mikel, I go to the dressing room, finish dressing room, I go just make some stretching. I saw some of the players. Let's squat. Mikel Richards, they like gym. I said, what? How am I gonna do that? Before the games.
Before the game.
Not before the games, before the training.
Oh,
sorry.
before training session. Ah, yeah.
And because in England, you have to have some, like, you know what I mean? In England, those teams, they do all the time gym.
Yeah,
Because in
yeah.
Spain, we don't do that. When I was in Barcelona, I've been 3 days there. It's all technical.
Wow.
Pre-season, we do gym. When the league starts, we do some flexibility. A little bit core, feet, legs, up, nothing.
That's it.
why when we see in that time, a Spanish player like in Barcelona, for example, even Samuel Eto'o, you remember Samuel when he takes his jersey,
Yeah.
skinny up there.
Skinny,
The
yeah.
leg are strong, but the skinny
Yeah.
up there. We are like that.
Ah, right.
We
right,
never walk
right.
up core.
Upper body.
Upper body, we never walk it. We
Wow.
always walk down. And when I went to England, I would see the guys, woof. I said, what?
You thinking, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. And my brother was saying, yeah, you have to do that. I said, no. We playing Stoke.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, fly. I said, what? Jesus. I go, my brother. I said, Jesus, I need to resign. I need to go back. I need to go back. Yeah. You have to learn. You have to develop because you're going to be superb in England.
Yeah.
But do gym. I know
Yeah.
you don't like it, but try it because it's good for you. You're going to be good for you after when you go Africa, you're going to be even better. And after that, I start to put that in my routine, try to do daily day. When I come before training, I go a little bit core,
wow, okay.
little bit. After that, help me.
Oh, wow. I mean, there was a time, isn't it? Is it 2011, 2012?
2011 to 2014.
Yeah, when you won, obviously, the African Player of the Year 4 times in a row. Wow.
No one was
No one has ever done that. No
Yeah.
one has ever done that. And of course, I remember back then, in the Ivory Coast camp, there's always this story about,
Yeah.
you were the guy, you were the man winning the African Player of the Year. And of course, Didier was also there,
Yeah.
Winning trophy with us, but also playing, scoring goals. But there was a little story sometimes we used to hear that, there's a little bit of a friendship rivalry between both of you. Who is the main dog? Who is the main man? So, I mean, who was the main guy back then? Because obviously you were winning those African Players of the Year. And of course, Didier, we'd all know he likes to be the guy. There's little stories every time. Oh, yeah, there's what's that
friction?
Who was the guy?
I think the thing is, how that happened is that the journalist in Ivory Coast started that. Because it's normal, it's like on all big clubs. For example, when you take Barcelona, for example, you see Messi, Samuel Eto'o, Thierry Henry. That's the big character players, and it's difficult because I think what I was doing, my wrongdoing, if I can say that, my lucky position was I was used to win trophies in front of, personal, like Ballon d'Or, and people will think like maybe I didn't accept Didier because we know it. Didier was the one who make us win. He's the one who make us achieve it.
Yeah,
and I was behind him. Like number 10, because in Ivory Coast, Mikel, I was playing number 10.
Number 10, yeah.
And it was Zokora and Tiote.
Yeah,
sorry for his loss.
Yeah.
And I have to pass the ball to him. And this, in Ivory Coast, what they were trying to do, they were trying to put rivalry problems like that. Those people's going to read the paper.
Right.
Create some tension in the group. But we were quiet. I was quiet. I don't have any problems. Because the way I grow, the way I develop, what I can achieve is for me. The rest don't really matter for me. And for me, it was a pleasure to play for Ivory Coast. As you know, 2015, soon I win the AFCON and retire straight. That's what I wanted.
Because we really want, you wanted to win it. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. I can still carry on for 2 more years. That's for sure. But I just let go because it's like that. I'm not gonna be like someone. No, overachieve. No. I go what I want to, because unfortunately, Didier, in that period, we don't communicate about that. I remember one time we did that in the TV, and the national program in the TV, like we don't have friction, we don't have nothing, but they still carry on.
Wow.
And after that, we have to focus on something else.
Wow.
Didier is my big brother. We live close to each other in Abidjan.
Okay.
And people was like thinking Didier is no. The only thing, because people, what they don't realize, at some point, Didier want me to come to Chelsea when I was in Barcelona.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, Joe.
Wow.
Two of you in midfield.
Wow. Or me on the bench. He's going to play.
Hello. You're going to play, but the thing is, he was supporting that.
Wow.
The only difference is the proposal of Man City was higher. And the as well, they want to back me up because they was looking at me like number one, the reference to build Aaron's.
Yeah.
Because the project of Man City was more, because Chelsea was out. You know what?
Yeah.
Listen, look, we have already big players. If you come, okay. If you don't come, okay. But Man City was like, if you come, we do it. If you come. Because at that time was Brian Marwood.
Yes.
The things. And those ones, they was like willing to, yes, we have to get, if you get, we do, that's for you, If you come in, we're going to bring this player, But when you play, you heard this, you heard your owner do and saying that in front of you like that and planning, that's mean like you feel like you're part of something.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to say no.
Yeah.
Even Barcelona was there, Man City was there. Because I remember the first time I went to Carrington Training Center.
Carrington, Manchester United.
City.
Because City, where I was standing was on that side.
It
was like, wow. It was like far behind. But now the new one is perfect.
But I did know though. I mean, I know you won 4 of those African Player of the Year. Was it supposed to be 3 he won? It's supposed to be 3 though. Because 2013, I remember there was some guy who finished second, who I think was my one. It was my trophy to be won. I was supposed to win it. But were you? And now we can laugh about it. But if anybody was gonna win it, deservedly is you, because I remember when I was going to the ceremony, I was on the airport, and then you guys were playing.
Yeah.
And then I was watching the game, and I was like, oh my fucking God. This guy just scored 2 goals again, coming to the ceremony. I was like, no chance I'm winning it anymore. Even despite that I've won the Champions League and win the African Cup of Nations, I thought I was gonna were you told
Mm-hmm.
that you were gonna win it before you came?
No,
Because
actually,
I was told the same that I
Yeah.
was gonna win it as well.
Mhm.
Just to get you both there.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe just to get both of us there. So what was the story?
No, because I think to be honest, you deserve it, Obi. To be honest,
Thank you.
because
Yaya.
the league, the season was perfect. Because this year Nigeria winning, and you were instrumental in this period.
Thank you very much.
And the thing is,
I think that's it. We finished this.
And the
part.
thing-
Now I
and
agree.
the-
See,
and the thing as well, Obi, the thing is, me, I've been told nothing. To be honest, me, I just want to give this because I was already winning 3 times. I think it's
Twice.
two,
This was
twice,
your
yes.
twice, yeah.
To give this ceremony a light. You know what I mean? Because when I was showing like the Ballon d'Or, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
the players coming, and me, all the time in my head, I was thinking like, who's gonna lift African ceremony, those kind of things like that. For example, because most of the time I saw when they told someone win, the other don't come in, and that for me is not looking
That's
good.
not
You
good.
know,
No.
because I win twice. I was feeling like, okay, go and get there, lose, it's fine.
Yeah.
Show
You know,
respect.
and because that's the thing. Because if you remember, the 5th times I went to was Nigeria with Aubameyang.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. That's why I react like that.
Oh, okay.
You know, because otherwise it was normal. You know, I was going to attend it, normal things, but the things was not right.
Okay.
Because Oba at that time he scored more goals, but me I didn't score a lot, but I scored a goal, but I win more trophies,
Okay.
and that's why I was like upset a bit. But Obi deserved it in that sense. But 2015 Oba was different.
Yeah.
But after that, I can understand as well personal achievement, and that time it was different. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Well, after that, I find a way to meet Oba. And that time he signed for Arsenal. And I said to him, sorry, it's not personal against you, you know, because I don't have nothing with you, because the rules was that way.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand. If you someone same level with me and that can achievement all the season, I understand. That's why I give you credit.
Yeah.
And I said, Obi deserve it.
Thank you.
That
Thank
time.
you, yeah.
Well, if it was me or him, it would be fine.
Yeah.
But me,
yeah.
attend it. That was the question. Like, if we're not going there, who's gonna support? That's the thing. Because when we see the Ballon d'Or, all the players coming,
Yes.
and that's what we want to do. Because that's people that what people don't sometimes understand it. We see in your European supporting their own cause, own event, own things. We African, we want to do that, but we have to make sure the Africans as well,
Exactly.
like
yeah.
the Federation
Unite.
CAF or things like that, go
Exactly.
together,
Yeah.
put us
Yeah.
in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Well, after that, at the end of the day, when we have some behaviors no right, what we do, we don't have time. We do something else. And if we been in Europe doing some stuff and support others, charity, all the stuff, what we can do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Last
you
one
so
from
much.
me. We've got to wrap up, and we can't thank you enough, Yaya.
No, you're welcome.
I've got to ask this question. I asked John this a lot.
Yeah.
Will we see in our lifetimes
Mhm.
an African nation win the World Cup, do you believe?
Wow. It will happen at
It
some
will.
point. I believe on it. Mikel is like, I believe on it, to be honest, because I believe we have a
Not
great,
with what
great
we're
play.
seeing right now. Not with the corruption that is happening. Yeah. We have to take it out. We have to stamp it out. How do we fight the corruption, the people that are not supposed to be running the African football?
Yeah.
How do we get those people out and bring the right people? That is the only way I believe we can get there. We have to change the structure, and it starts from the people on top. If
Yeah.
those people don't leave, I'm afraid it's still going to be the same.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, no, but I think what you said, you make a point on there, Obi, because of course we have is a lot of factors, a lot of things around. It's not that I don't know how, because I didn't focus usually on that, because me most of the time I'm feel a little bit disappointed when I saw, for example, a players who, for example, born or maybe originally from one country play for another country. And that's make me feel like suspect, you know, I'm suspicious and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you prefer, because me, I think, if I'm honest, long ago I've been proposed to have a French passport, but that was long ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I not refused it, but I said no, sorry, thank you. I prefer to play. You know what I mean?
For your,
Yeah.
Because that's the things. Because some players as well, you cannot blame them as well, because if he, like Miguel would say, the people in there or control or take of the federation of this country. They have to be clear. They have to show real things because those kids, they've been educated in Europe. They've been doing all the things in Europe. And when they see all the things around this national team, all the clubs, the structure, the understanding, the way the things are being set properly.
Yes.
When they go to Africa to play for the national team, they see the things like the mess. Yeah. People are give me money and you play or do this or are gonna put you in that position and you.
Yeah, the coach is saying, give me money before you play.
Yeah, those kind of things. After that, it's problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. And you cannot blame those players. You understand that?
Yes.
That's why we, like me, like Drogba, we set up for Ivory Coast. We set up the example for that because I'm sure Drogba has been in this position where, because Drogba is originally French, you have the French passport. He can play for France easily.
Oh.
He and Thierry will be top. Where he refused to go for Ivory Coast.
Oh, wow.
We were the one, we never missed national team, even friendly game.
Wow.
Mikel as well, same. Because our generation, this generation of players, when his national team will always go.
Yeah.
He's running, we're happy. Even the bonus is not that enough.
Sometimes you don't see it.
Oh, even sometimes.
Someone else does.
Yeah.
The bonus we get for the club is much higher. Yeah. But when we go there, we understand our fans that back down there in Africa, they're like, oh, you have to win trophies. You get a lot of money. We say, a lot of money. Even sometimes you say that to your parents, I get that. They say, oh, and you play for that. Yeah. Well, it's a passion, love, and pride.
Pride, yeah.
You know what I mean? We do that because we love our country. We want to show up that. And that's the thing. And I think, like Obi Mikel said, things have to change.
Yeah, definitely.
Things have to change. Otherwise, it's gonna take even longer. You know, because now I know FIFA tried to do its best, upgrade the teams, the number of teams participating in the World Cup. That's maybe give better chance to Africa because I'm very, very optimistic. Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been absolutely amazing having
My
you
pleasure.
on the podcast.
It's been
Thank
incredible.
you so much. Yeah.
We finally got the man, the legend.
The Force in Words. The bet on winning with BetWinner. BetWinner, your ultimate partner for smart bets, big wins, and endless excitement.